good, y'all? So Shaquille O'Neal has decided to join the Kobe Bryant hate train, pretty much trying to, discredit how much of a factor Kobe played in him winning those 3 rings alongside with Shaquille O'Neal. He basically said that if Tracy Mcgrady replaced Kobe Bryant on the Lakers, he still would have three-peated, right? So I'm going to explain to you guys, because I already made a video showing how Tracy McGrady wouldn't have been able to do that based off of his playoff history, being up 3-1 on the Orlando Magic and then losing 3 games in a row to get eliminated out of the first round. So now I want to directly talk about Shaq, right? Let's talk about Shaq after he left the Lakers and he played with numerous other superstars where he had a chance to get his 5th NBA championship, right? So we all know when he went to the Miami Heat, he won his 4th NBA championship alongside Dwayne Wade, right? He played in 73 games, his most since his 2001 season. He averaged 22.9 points a game, along with 10 rebounds and 2 blocks, right? Solid year, right? Not Shaq's best year, but it was a very solid year for Shaq. And in August of 2005, Shaquille O'Neal signed a 5-year extension for $100 million, right? So he got paid what he felt like the Lakers should have paid him, right? So the following season, right? Let's see what happened in the playoffs. In the finals, the Heat were underdogs against the Dallas Mavericks led by Dirk Nowitzki, and the Mavericks won their first 2 games at home. The Heat, led by Wade, and a balanced effort by O'Neal, Antoine Walker, and Jason Williams, would go on to win all 3 of the next games at home before closing out the series. Okay, so this is when they won their first title, right? Okay, next season, right? Dwayne Wade tears his shoulder, right? So you can't count that year. But let's see what happened in the playoffs. Did this Miami Heat team make the playoffs? It says the Heat struggled during O'Neal's absence. So Shaq had an injury. Shaq had an injury as well alongside with Dwayne Wade. But they made the playoffs, surprisingly. They made the playoffs against the Bulls. And the Bulls swept the Miami Heat for the first time in 50 years. That a defending NBA champion was swept in the opening round. And the first time in 13 years that Shaquille O'Neal did not advance into the second round. Shaquille O'Neal, how much did he average? How much did he average in that playoff series? Let me see if I can pull up the stats. I don't see it. Anyway, let's move on to the 2007-2008 season. Shaquille O'Neal experienced a rough start for the 2007-08 season, averaging career lows in points, rebounds, and blocks. His role in the offense diminished as he only attempted 10 field goals per game versus his career average of 17. In addition, O'Neal was plagued by fouls during one stretch, fouled out of 5 consecutive games. O'Neal's streak of 14-time All-Star appearances straight ended that season. Damn. Shaquille O'Neal started all 30. Hold on. So he ended up so in that season, he only played 33 games for the Miami Heat. And he ended up getting traded to the Phoenix Suns because the Miami Heat basically saw that Shaquille O'Neal was washed, right? So then he got traded to the Phoenix Suns. He started in all 33 games and averaged 14 points per game. Following the trade to Phoenix, O'Neal also averaged 29.8 while starting all 29 games with the Phoenix Suns. So now you have a situation where Shaquille O'Neal teamed up with Steve Nash, who was looked at as arguably the best point guard in the league at the time. Remember, Steve Nash won that MVP award that many people felt like should have went to Kobe. You know what I'm saying? So here's another situation where Shaq is arguably, not even arguable, he's playing with the best point guard he's ever played with in his career, right? And let's see what they did in the playoffs. Let's see what they did in the playoffs. So in this season, he averaged 18 points, which is good. He averaged 18 points per game, 9 rebounds through the first half, 41 games of the season, leading the Suns to a 23-18 record and a second place in their division, right? He ended up making the All-Star game, which was good, right? Shout out to Shaq on that. He also had a 45-point game, February 27, 2009 against the Toronto Raptors. Shaq dropped 45 points, right? Which is good, right? Now, let's see what they did in the playoffs. The 2009 NBA playoffs was also the first season that since Shaquille O'Neal's rookie season that he did not participate in the playoffs. So this game, the Phoenix Suns this year, guys, they didn't make the playoffs. Shaq joins the Phoenix Suns with Steve Nash, and they don't even make the playoffs at all, right? So we got Dwayne Wade. You won one championship, but after that, you were so bad that the Heat decided to get rid of you because you looked washed. Now you have another situation where you played with Steve Nash, and you showed signs of your prime a little bit, but you didn't even make the playoffs, right? Now let's talk about when Shaquille O'Neal joined LeBron James, right? Because many people like to say that LeBron James is better than Kobe Bryant. A lot of y'all think LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan, which is blasphemy, right? A lot of you idiots out there think LeBron James is the GOAT. Well, guess what? Your GOAT played with Shaquille O'Neal, right? You guys think that LeBron would have won a ring with Shaq, right? Well, he played with Shaq and he didn't, right? So let's see what happened when Shaquille O'Neal joined the Cleveland Cavaliers with LeBron James, right? So June 25th, 2009, Shaquille O'Neal was traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Ben Wallace, Sasha Pavlovic, $500,000 and a 2010 second round pick, right? So let's see what they did. So they defeated the Chicago Bulls in the first round of the playoffs. But the Cavaliers went on to lose to the Boston Celtics in the second round. In September 2016, O'Neal said, "When I was in Cleveland, we were in first place. Big baby Glenn Davis breaks my hand and I had to sit out 5 weeks later in the year. I come back finally in the first round of the playoffs and we lost to the Boston in the second round. I was upset. I know for a fact if I was healthy, we would have gotten it done that year and won a ring," right? So we got an excuse by Shaquille O'Neal, right? We got an excuse, right? So at this point, Shaq is just hopping from dick to dick, right? So after this, he could have re-signed with the Cavaliers, but they didn't want him back because at that point they had Igauskas. You guys remember Igauskas? Shout out to Igauskas. I actually seen Igauskas in person when he played for the Miami Heat. The dude looks like a fucking dinosaur, right? So after that, right, Shaq teamed up with the Boston Celtics. You heard that right. The team that beat him on the Cavaliers, that's the team he decided to go to, right? The same pussy shit that Kevin Durant did when he lost to Golden State and he ended up joining Golden State, right? So Shaq signs with the Celtics for 2 years. It was a veteran minimum salary of $2.8 million, right? Let's see what happened when he joined the Boston Celtics. So let's see what happened when he joined the Celtics. Did they make the playoffs? I'm very interested to find this out. Oh, look at this. O'Neal missed the first round of the 2011 playoffs. He insisted on more cortisone. He was dealing with some type of injury. And long story short, Shaquille O'Neal retired, y'all. Apparently this year on the Celtics, which ended up being his final year in the NBA, he missed 27 games due to his Achilles. Something was wrong with his Achilles. Then he came back and had a strained right calf. Did he have any good games on the Celtics, y'all? I'm trying to find out. I'm on Wikipedia. Let's see. I don't see anything about. Let's see. O'Neal said that he did not compete with the little guy who run around dominating the ball, throwing up 30 shots a night like D Wade and Kobe. So at this point on the Celtics, Shaq started taking shots at Dwayne Wade and Kobe Bryant. Wow. O'Neal added that he was only competing against Duncan. If Tim Duncan gets 5 rings, then that gives some writer the chance to say Duncan is the best, and I can't have that. So Shaq was basically saying that he was chasing the 5th ring on this Boston Celtics team. So O'Neal missed games throughout the season due to an assortment of ailments to his right leg, including his knee, his calf, his hip, his Achilles. And guys, let's be honest. The reason why Shaq had so many injuries is because he was out of shape. Shaquille O'Neal on the Boston Celtics was fat as fuck, right? And when you're 7'2" and you're fat, you're not taking care of yourself, you're overweight, of course you're going to have a plethora of fucking injuries, bro, because you're running up and down the court for, 48 minutes, right? So Shaq retired being a fat ass, right? And so think about this, guys. You join Dwayne Wade in his prime. You get 1 championship. The next season, you miss the season due to injuries. When you finally come back, you're so trash that the Heat decide to trade you, right? Then you go to the Phoenix Suns. You play with Steve Nash. That's another superstar. 2 superstars, Dwayne Wade, Steve Nash. You don't even make the playoffs with Steve Nash, right? Then you join the Cavaliers. You get to the second round, right? You lose to the Celtics. So that's Steve Nash, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James. Like, guys, you know what's crazy? The younger generation doesn't even know that Shaq played with Steve Nash, Dwayne Wade, and LeBron. They don't even know that. They think that Shaq only played with Kobe. They don't know that Shaq played with Penny Hardaway on the Orlando. They don't know this. They don't know that Shaq went to the finals with the Orlando Magic and got swept. They don't know this, y'all. I'm pretty sure they got swept. Somebody let me know in the comment section. I'm pretty sure when the Magic went to the finals, they got swept. They beat Michael Jordan. When Michael Jordan came back from retirement, when he was playing baseball, he came back to the NBA. They played the Chicago Bulls in the Eastern Conference Finals. They beat Michael Jordan and the Bulls, and then they went to the finals and got fucking swept, bro. So Shaq could have easily had 7 rings. You could have won a ring with the Magic. You could have won a ring with the Celtics. You could have won a ring with the Cavs, and you could have won a ring with the Suns. That's 4 opportunities. That's 4 rings that you could have added to the 4 that you already had. So you could have been an 8-time champion. We're not even taking into account the last year that he lost on the Lakers, where Shaq was out of shape and him and Kobe was beefing with each other and Kobe didn't want to pass him the ball. So that's 9. So this is the Shaq that believes that he would have won 3 titles with Tracy Mcgrady. Well, guess what, Shaq? The fact that you only won 1 with D. Wade, you didn't win any with Steve Nash, you didn't win any with LeBron James, you didn't win any with the Boston Celtics with Paul Pierce and KG, I'm pretty sure you probably wouldn't even have won 1 championship with Tracy McGrady, Shaq. Why? Because you weren't disciplined enough. You weren't. Tracy McGrady didn't have that killer instinct. Tracy McGrady, he didn't live up to expectations in the playoffs. Shaquille O'Neal, you didn't stay in shape. You didn't stay disciplined. This is what caused the majority of the problems between you and Kobe. Because Kobe knew that you weren't eating right, you weren't working out like you were supposed to, and you weren't 100% dedicated.